Hi, welcome to the PK's classes. Today we will start ANS with its introduction. And ANS, as you know, autonomic nervous system, and it is called autonomic as it was thought to function autonomously or in a self-governing manner without control by the CNS. So that's why we call it autonomic. And though we call it autonomic, it is regulated by centers of the brain, okay, mainly hypothalamus and medulla oblongata. In CNS they control, okay, means they regulate. But this is autonomic because this is not under conscious control, not under conscious control, and we call them as involuntary. So there are many actions in our body which are involuntary. For example, heart rate. Heart rate automatically increases when we run and slows down when we take rest. Similarly, pupil size decreases when light falls on the pupil, on the eye, and increases in the darkness. And all the secretions from the glands automatically occurs, okay. So all these actions are autonomic activities. And if we go to the history, how it all started, initially when we say autonomic nervous system, it was initially sympathetic nervous system, okay. Autonomic nervous system means it was called sympathetic nervous system. Why? Because the scientist Galen has identified a set of nerve cords which are connected to, or we can say in sympathy with, or connected to certain organs. So a set of nerve cords are connected to certain organs or in sympathy with certain organs, and accordingly sympathetic, okay. And they say these nerves possess some humor or chemical, and they transmit these chemicals, okay. And accordingly autonomic nervous system was called as the sympathetic nervous system, okay. And then early 20th century, the scientists or investigators isolated a chemical from adrenal gland, and they call it as adrenaline. So initially this chemical was called as sympathin, and accordingly it was sympathetic nervous system, because all these autonomic activities were believed to be due to sympathin chemical, and accordingly autonomic nervous system was known as sympathetic nervous system. And over the time it is found that there is another system, parasympathetic. Para means not, so not sympathetic is parasympathetic. So autonomic nervous system then was divided into parasympathetic and sympathetic. And from the adrenaline, and adrenaline is responsible for sympathetic activities, so sympathetic was also known as adrenergic, and later on acetylcholine was identified and parasympathetic was known as cholinergic, okay. And here the neurotransmitters are noradrenaline and adrenaline. Here the neurotransmitter is acetylcholine, okay. So sympathetic, parasympathetic. So we have already discussed in our previous class this one if you see, this thoracic, lumbar, sacral, and cranial. These neurons take part in ANS. Okay, so this thoracic, lumbar take part in sympathetic. Thoracic all the 12 pairs, whereas lumbar not all 1, 2 and 3. Okay, and then sacral and cranial 2, 3, 7, 9, 10. Cranial 3, 7, 9, 10 and sacral 2, 3, 4. Okay, so sympathetic also called as thoracolumbar. Thoracic the 1 to 12 and lumbar 1, 2 or 3. Okay, and this is called craniosacral. Cranial 3, 7, 9 and 10. Okay, this is autonomic part. And sacral S 2, 3 and 4. So sympathetic originate from thoracic and lumbar parts. It is called thoracolumbar outflow, motor neurons, and parasympathetic originate from cranial and sacral, so it is called craniosacral. This is one difference. Second difference, sympathetic nervous system is activated during fight, flight or fright. Karo, daro, maro. All these situations, karo, daro, maro. Okay, in these situations the sympathetic nervous system is activated, whereas when you take rest and digest, this parasympathetic nervous system is activated. Okay, then we have already discussed that two motor neurons in series. Okay, two motor neurons in series are there, one from CNS to ganglion and one from ganglion to peripheral organ. Okay, and this is, we can say, preganglionic nerve fiber, and this is called postganglionic nerve fiber. After ganglia, before ganglia. Preganglionic nerve fiber, postganglionic nerve fiber, because this is action outside CNS. Okay, and if we see the ratio of preganglionic nerve fiber to postganglionic nerve fiber, this will be 1:20 to 1:100. 20 to 100 times postganglionic nerve fiber can be more than the preganglionic nerve fiber. Whereas in parasympathetic nervous system, it is almost same or just little bit more. This is only 1:1 or 1:2 maximum. Okay, so this is the only pathway here, and here at ganglion, the neurotransmitter released from this nerve ending is always acetylcholine. Whether it is sympathetic or parasympathetic, the neurotransmitter at the ganglion is always acetylcholine. Whereas the neurotransmitter is acetylcholine in parasympathetic at the postganglionic nerve ending, whereas this can be noradrenaline or adrenaline, the major pathway, and there is a minor pathway in which there is also release of acetylcholine. For example, sweat glands. This is exception. So this we call minor pathway. So a major pathway is there in which at the postganglionic nerve ending the neurotransmitter is adrenaline or adrenaline, and the minor pathway, for example in sweat glands, the neurotransmitter releases acetylcholine. Okay, and another pathway is from CNS a neuron goes and acts on adrenal medulla to secrete adrenaline. Okay, So three pathways are there in case of sympathetic, and the major pathway releases adrenaline, noradrenaline, whereas in parasympathetic only one motor pathway is there and acetylcholine is released, and because of this adrenaline, this is called adrenergic. So fourth we can say why adrenergic, sympathetic nervous system is also called adrenergic, and parasympathetic nervous system is also called cholinergic. Okay, this is the major reason for which they are classified sympathetic, also known as adrenergic, because adrenaline, noradrenaline are released at the post-ganglionic nerve ending, and cholinergic because acetylcholine is released at the post-ganglionic nerve ending. Okay. Then, if we say the receptors number 5, the receptors for adrenaline or adrenaline are called adrenergic receptors, and these adrenergic receptors are of two types, alpha and beta, and for this parasympathetic nervous system the receptors are called as cholinergic nervous system, cholinergic receptors, and this is of two types, muscarinic and nicotinic. Muscarinic and nicotinic. Okay, and this alpha again can be divided into alpha 1, alpha 2. This can be divided into beta 1, beta 2 and beta 3. Okay, and this alpha 2 is presynaptic. Presynaptic and postsynaptic we have already discussed before. So the neuroeffector junction, and if this is neuron and this is a neuron, this space between two neurons is the synapse, and so before synapse is presynapse, after synapse is postsynapse, and this receptor present is presynaptic receptor, and the receptor present in the postsynapse is called postsynaptic receptor. And alpha 2 receptor is an example of presynaptic receptor, and the other receptors are postsynaptic. Okay, alpha 1, beta 1, beta 2, beta 3 all are postsynaptic. Similarly, this muscarinic receptor is of 5 types, M1, M2, M3, M4 and M5, and nicotinic receptor is of 2 types, nicotinic muscular and nicotinic neuronal. Nicotinic muscular present in skeletal muscles, nicotinic neuronal present in ganglia. Okay, and if we see the locations, alpha 1 receptor mostly present in smooth muscles, alpha 1, beta 2 opposite actions, alpha 1 mainly causes contraction, beta 2 mainly causes the relaxation of smooth muscles, beta 3 is present in the adipose tissue, and beta 1 is present in cardiac muscle, kidney. So while discussing all the organs, all the receptors we will discuss in detail. And this M1 present in glands, mainly acid secretion in GIT. M1, M3 present in smooth muscles, M2 present in heart, okay, and M4, M5 mainly in CNS. And this M2 is also presynaptic. Nicotinic muscular in skeletal muscle, and nicotinic neuronal in ganglion. So all the receptors in ganglion, because the neurotransmitter is acetylcholine, the receptor is nicotinic neuronal receptors. Okay, and the neurohumoral transmission we will study, and after that the neurohumoral transmission in sympathetic and parasympathetic we will discuss in detail. Thank you.